Thank you, sir.
We live and well.
No, you start every video that way. You be like, you sure that camera is right? every video, I got 3 of them back to back, nigga.
The last one was fucked up.
Well, that was your fault though, because you kept rolling out.
Man, all right.
Yeah.
Blame it on me. I'm got thick skin.
Yeah.
You are the CEO of this project.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for showing up again today. This is the Greg and Lamont show with our special guest, Lynn.
Black everything.
And we know what the theme is, black everything. So today we're going to do a couple things. We're going to first speak about the different plights and the different, I guess you could say, experiences as black men. And then we're going to give our perspectives on either how we can improve that. But we're also going to flip that and talk about black women. And we're going to give our perspectives on that as well. I wanted to start off with just a couple of first blacks moments.
Oh, and don't forget this part, man. And I did all of this research. This is a real big thing. It's black men. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that we talk about, is it important enough for you to be identified as a black man or just identified as a man? That's a big subject. I think that has a lot to do with our how we think about each other. A lot of that, our mentality, because a lot of us will, and it ain't bad. Now the stats show, if we look at the stats, 70% of the people that we asked, that Pew did, which is a racist organization, that it is for us, 70% of black people say they can identify as a black person. That was more important. Whereas when we did it with just the men, it was only 30%. Black men, the first thing that you'll get is that it's, first of all, I want to be identified as a man, which is not a bad thing. You do want to be a man. Yeah, but I think it's for heritage and culture. Like for me, I am a man anyway, but I want to be identified as a black man.
I guess I use the term "so up." What you were saying, he was posed a question recently: is it more important to be a black man or to just be a man? And
my theory is
giving his support. But yeah, I do want to ask you, Lynn, what's your opinion on that?
See, my thoughts and my life is kind of different now, Okay. We didn't need the identification, the mark, or anything like that, because what we were trying to do is go under the radar. Mm-hmm. Okay. We didn't want to raise our hand up and say we was a black man. We didn't want to raise our hand up and say we was American. All we wanted to do was just be a man. Okay. Mm-hmm. The thing about being a man then, it was vitally important. The man took care of his home. All right. He took care of his kids. He put food on the table. He put clothes on his back. Mm-hmm. So our struggle was, we got to give our kids the basic. Mm-hmm. All right? Mm-hmm. All right? We're not going down to the slop house and just take a bucket of chitlins and hog maws and shit just to be taking them. We was taking them because that's what we had to do to survive. All right? Yeah. All we was trying to do was just survive. Because understand, you can look in your history books and you can see the fortunate black people. Mm-hmm. Okay, the brother that invented the cotton gin, the brother invented the light bulb. Mm-hmm. Okay, but the generational wealth never got around to the rest of this generation of people. Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. All right.
Right. Well, and to piggyback on what you're saying, that is true. Mm-hmm. A lot of us wanted to survive, and we still think like that today. A lot of us just wanted to survive and get through this, for our kids can be better than we were.
That's what our purpose.
Those that say, hey, look, and we got to pay tribute to all of the black people that went through that, so that we can have a better life.
Yes.
But the events like now, it took me a long time to accept that. But I've talked to a few black men. They didn't even want to have a conversation, or the ones that are astute and middle class and up. They say it's more important to me to be a man. Other races, it's more important to them. Then there's a large percentage of them that they be identified by their race, by their culture. And so it's important for that Asiatic man to be identified as an Asiatic man.
Okay.
And whereas some of that, and I'm not saying that our black men don't think like that. This is not what comes out.
Well, it's actually more regional. So you talking about more like in the Philippines, those people, they more proud of being a Philippine,
a Filipino,
than being a man. You know,
right,
what I mean?
right.
Culture.
So it almost feels like we as black people are ashamed to rep our race like that.
Well, you can get that, and that's what was my first take on it. But when I did further research, as far as a race of people, yeah, we do. But when it comes to like the black man or our local black man, because them the only people I've been able to talk to, that ain't important to them at all.
Yeah. See, you know, like some of the quotes I tell you, and some of the things I tell you, okay, it's from my heart and from my experiences. You know, like I tell you, we have to survive, adapt, and overcome. Listen, these are not just key words. These are what I had to do.
Right.
Okay. I had to survive to get my kids into this what we were talking about, regular ass public school, but I had to survive to get them to school. All right. You know, I think about the times, and my grandparents used to tell me that, you know, when they were coming up, they were getting lynched just trying to read.
They were taking pictures and getting lynched.
It was against.
That was a proper thing.
You know, it looked good on TV, and it stirs our thing that we gonna beat this.
This shit don't look good.
But well, maybe I use bad. Maybe I use bad word. But what it did was inspire us to do better. And it's hard. And I think, you know, that's just TV bullshit because they put anything on TV. But when your parents tell you that it happened to them, or it happened to one of them, that shit at home. Yeah. That shit hurts.
Well, also though, you also spoke to something that I think is a big issue too in our community as black people, is that we had this mentality that we just not black people. We have been literally programmed
exactly
from slavery days to not like yourself. Got all these dark-skinned chicks out here with blonde hair or blue eyes, you know, with the contacts they put in. You know what I mean? And so it's almost
Michael Jackson. What do you think?
So it's almost as if we feel like we're embarrassed to be ourselves.
Are you referring to black men?
I'm saying black people.
Well,
yeah, in general.
Let's get back to black men, and we'll get to that.
I guess we kind of generalizing it to a certain
we did.
You know what I mean? But anyways, okay, so black men. Well, what's your perspective on what if you had to give a black young man right now a piece of advice? What would be that one piece of advice? As quick as you can say it, please.
All right. I'll try. I got give me like an extra second. You know, I do this empowerment thing
for black people. Keep getting up. now you go anywhere you want to go.
That's gonna be your catchphrase from now on.
Because that is the short version, and that's a great one. I would say that if you hadn't said it already, but that's it, man. And learn what getting up is, man. When we practice what we practice, man. We first of all teach you to have respect for yourself, young man.
Oh, okay.
Have respect for your heritage. Have respect for where you actually came from. Those that came before you. If you take the time to see what the struggle they put up for you to be where you are. And then appreciate, you know, if they can really grasp it,
right?
That's the thing. But that's what I would tell them.
Well,
they're going one.
Just listen. That's all.
Well, hold on.
He gonna get what he gonna get.
Half of that though is somebody put it out there. Like if people ain't talking, and ain't nobody trying to go out and mentor nobody, ain't you know, or if they get an opportunity to tell a young person something, they decide, nah, I don't feel like dealing with that. You know what I mean? Well, if the message ain't out there, they can't hear it.
That's weak, Greg. That's weak. I'm
That's
sorry.
not weak. That's
He
what
said
it
it's
is.
weak.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. Look, you
It
gotta.
is.
It's not.
Hey,
Well, I
this
say that.
generation might be
Well, I say that, and
in that aspect as far as proud of their heritage. This generation now, I guess they call them what, the millenniums.
they talking about white people.
Well, I'm just saying
Color
that
it
this
what you want,
generation,
man.
this generation after mine,
What I was gonna say is that the
they
same
might
powers,
be weak in regards
the
to
same
feeling
powers
about
that
their
go
heritage.
about making
they
sure
don't,
that you
they
don't
not
know that.
as proud as they used to be back in the day.
The same powers that go about making sure that we won't like us. We want to empower you. There are just as many or more powers that are against them to make sure that they act like they act, to be what they are.
Yes.
Those powers that's not a just because they ain't going around ringing no bell to do it. They do a lot of shit to make sure our neighborhoods, the drug shit, cause now and even with that, I love to hustle on a nigga, I do, but all of the shit, the detrimental shit, we don't have no respect for our elders. We don't have respect for the history of where we came. All of these people that paid all of these dues, you talk to these cats, they don't want to hear nothing about that. None
Okay.
about
Well, that's
that.
what
And
I'm
that's,
saying.
I'm talking
This
about the black
generation
men.
is starting.
Baby
I
brother,
think.
baby brother.
Call them motherfuckers millennials because they.
I don't know
white
what they are labeled. I was saying as far as the age goes. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
well, look,
This
let's
group
get
don't
close.
seem to be
Let's
that
get
proud
close,
of being black.
Let's get close. Let's get real close, okay? Baby brother, out of our family, all right? Who had to get up and go and be about it? Now your kids, my kids, but all our families and things. Out of all them male kids, the only one was industrial enough, was good enough, or did something about it was John. Now think about how many kids we talking about now. We talking about 100, 200?
So all right, I got an answer to that. John's situation is different, because of the fact that we did have all of these real men in our family. That's like 2% of us as far as us, but it's a lot of households. It's a lot of houses. A lot of black men that's all they want to do is fucking have babies.
Missing at the party. Yeah, I understand that.
A ton of that. So you do have to, you can't count them out. You got to put them in the realm of all of the things we're talking about. Because that type of thing, because they don't know any better. They just know, hey, this is how I want to be. This is what it is. And they got tons of kids.
Okay.
Now tell me what kind of education them kids get. Our kids get that.
His kids y'all both doing remixes of other shit, same shit y'all said.
Right.
So no, I do. But
say it.
So the black man.
Okay.
Let's just go just to that term itself.
Mm-hmm.
You asked the question earlier, said of other people, and you found the statistics that most people more proud of being a man.
Other race. Well, for us, we're black men.
I get out my idea before you keep going.
Yeah, but make sure
you cut people off a lot too.
I talk a lot.
Okay, well, I'm trying to tell you to shut
talk
up.
for a living. He always tells me that shit.
That's no excuse.
I know.
No excuse,
but it's just him.
No excuse.
It's just
no, but I don't want you to. I don't want you to get out of focus. Keep this on black men.
No. But it's been a lot of out of focus, but it ain't been on my part.
It's still focused. It's black men. That's on your part now when you talk about all these other people. This is about black men.
Well, I feel like some of the reason that people are not really very, very proud to be black is because they don't know some of the strong black people that are in our ancestries and our roots. And so I want to give a couple examples of some firsts that occurred
Go for
as
it.
black American first. And I'm gonna start with business and labor. There's the very first black-owned insurance company.
Ooh, we got insurance.
Was in 1810.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine how impossible it would have been for a black man. Was slavery over at that time?
Never.
No, I'm talking about
1810. Still exists today.
Okay, no, come on. I'm just saying that time.
Yes.
Was slavery in 1810?
No, it was gone.
It was gone.
It was gone. Lincoln did the Emancipation Proclamation back in the 1700s.
Okay. All right. Well,
slavery didn't end then. But go ahead. I'm
see,
like
there
my
you go.
favorite word, digress.
Digress. There you go. There you
Digress.
go.
I don't want to digress.
All we doing is pointing out Black American
We
first.
shouldn't be pointing out Black Americans. This is about Black men.
Well, this is black. What do you think I'm
statistic?
saying right now?
They're part of that statistic, but you said
It's
Black
not
Americans.
statistics. It's saying when this was
Black
accomplished,
Americans. What did
and
Black
it
men
was
do?
accomplished in an impossible time, 1810.
Okay, go ahead.
Black-owned insurance company. Didn't you say part of this is empowering each other?
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm trying to point out how in the past we have all had the ingenuity and we had the energy and the proudness to go out under all odds and do something that we probably shouldn't have did, but because
we've been doing that forever.
But I'm saying nowadays
Forever.
it's not as
Man.
preached about, and it's not as done as much nowadays. A lot of
You're
dudes.
slow to the party.
I'm slow to the
That's been
party.
around.
Yeah.
This neighborhood, they had all of that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, the segment is about
It is.
Black men.
Yes.
Well, wait. It's Black men.
Black men.
That's it.
What we talking about? The
There
current
was a
black
black
man,
man. There
or
was
the
a
history
black-
of the black
In
man?
that, yeah, it was probably a bunch of Black men in there. We can talk about a ton of exceptional 10%ers, but on a general for Black men, and it's not to berate or down talk bad about any of our traits. The stuff that we've experienced and the stuff that we're going through that's been handed down generationally to keep us where we are.
Yes.
Empowering is getting us alpha to stop going believing in those ideas,
Oh.
that old one out ideology, and we ain't gonna never come up any better. But those are segments, and those are gonna be other podcasts we're gonna do. Right now, we just talking about the Black man. Now,
Man.
excuse me, y'all, we just talking about us niggas. That's my thing. Y'all know that's my
I
thing.
go with
But
it,
that's
man.
what-
Because
that's what it is.
I have a heart load of problems and solutions in my mind. But we talking about the black man. You want me to give you the light?
We'll do another subject on that.
Okay, well, understand. As black men in this country,
There we go.
okay, you have an obligation to other black men,
Mm-hmm.
to the black women,
Mm-hmm.
to the black community.
Mhm.
All right, you have an obligation to your race. Now, that obligation and all that stuff that I just told you about doesn't fit well on everybody's shoulder. If you remember the Fat Boy on television, Charles Barkley, what did he say? He said, I am not.
Did you say the fat boy on TV?
I am not your idol. He said, look within your home. Let your father be your direction. Let your mother be your direction.
Sound
Let your
good.
leader in your house be your direction. That's what he said. We've been saying that all along.
Charles Barkley.
But okay.
Yes, sir.
He say that because he on TV. What if you don't know your daddy ain't shit, or you don't even know who your daddy is? What about all of them?
You are very negative today, sir.
Oh, that's not negative. That's
It's
a real fact.
It's appropriate.
That's a real fact. When we dealing with our
It can be
society.
appropriate and negative at the same
No, it
time.
ain't. It ain't even negative. I mean, well, it is negative because the fact that I'm saying with Charles Barkley, he's not inclusive to that aspect of it. But we have a large a percentage of black men that ain't been raised by no other black man. And don't want to hear it. They'll tell you they're a better man. You can't tell me shit.
Just because you weren't raised by a black man, you have your choices in your life. God
You
damn
got
it.
choices, but
You
they
got
ain't
them,
black. They ain't black.
son.
They don't
If your
understand.
environment dictates that you're gonna be not about shit, you can be not about shit. If your
Right.
environment dictates that you're gonna be about shit, you can be about shit. But guess what? Them environments change every day.
They do.
Things change at the drop of a coin.
Mhm.
Your life will change just like that.
Mhm.
But what if there was an engineered plan put together, and let's say it started back in the Jim Crow days, and let's say that they made it a deliberate attempt for that kid today
Mm-hmm.
to not be proud of being black because
They made a different attempt for that kid not to be alive.
That part, no,
you had
no,
mass,
that's lying.
you had Jim Crow, so all the hangings and lynchings, and then you had mass imprisonment,
Yep.
and then you had the welfare system,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had the social
Well, none of that was meant for us to begin with.
whitewashing that they did to where they made everybody think white is the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you got dark-skinned chicks walking around with blonde wigs.
That's the substance of that. Well, and we're gonna get to the women,
I know.
but that's the substance of what we're referring to is how the misinformation and everything that they ever did to discount a black man is that why we have people right now today says more. And it is important to be a man.
It is important.
Very,
to be a
very
man.
important to be a
and
man.
they have done that. Exactly what you said. They have brainwashed.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. But that's our job.
And we gotta break that. We gotta kill
That's
it.
our job to get rid of that.
Be proud to be black.
What's the solution?
What we're doing.
Okay, but start there though. First, be
what
proud of what you are.
Learn your history.
And then
be proud of your history. Learn your history. Be proud of your history.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them tell you that you don't need to pick up no book. Don't let them tell you they got something in place already, even for what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. What is it called? The critical race theory?
Critical race
theory. They don't want you to understand the heritage and where you actually came from.
Okay.
You're the first man. It's tons of information of great black leaders that you're never gonna see in the history book. And then our leaders, they agree with that. They agree with that. They don't want us to have shit.
I'm not arguing with you. What I'm saying is this: that you are right. Y'all have the information. Mm-hmm. Y'all have the knowledge. Y'all know how to get it out.
You do too.
All I can tell you from my experience. Listen here. This young man put together this video and all this other stuff was freaking outstanding to me. I could never came up with that thing in my wildest ideas. The way you speak to people, the way you talk to people, you have a way of saying exactly what is purposeful and right. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that talent. I didn't have the opportunity. All I'm saying is y'all doing a good thing. Expand it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Expand it.
This one shit. I got all my shit from you. From my daddy. What you talking about?
I knew that was coming. I think you knew it was coming.
No, I didn't know it was coming. Listen, I have this is my baby brother, and I ain't gonna tell you that one again, how I feel about the mother. Okay, this is my baby brother. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I have always had his back. I've always had the belief in him that he has the knowledge, the skills, and the know-how and the passion to do whatever we want to do. Mm-hmm. So why would I confine him to the things I'm doing?
Nobody said you do.
Oh, let me see. Okay, so tell me this then. What if he did not have all that?
He had to have it.
But I'm saying, would you still have helped them in the system?
Yes.
Damn right. That's why we helping these.
Yeah, yes.
We helping all
and that's the point. Like, it don't matter what intelligence or skills or whatever you've got. If you see a kid there, a black kid out there that needs your help and assistance, you need to go help that kid.
You is, and we're gonna get to that.
Wait a minute. You know what? You know what I remember? I remember when you brought John to Chicago.
No names, please.
Okay, when you brought nephew to Chicago.
And he was barefoot.
He was barefooted. I took the shoes off my feet and put it on his.
Oh, word?
Word. I've always been like that.
This is a tight ass motherfucker.
Hey, I took the coat off my back to another brother. When he was in a blizzard, because we was over his house doing something. Because he didn't have a coat, and he walked down in the gym shooting and I took the coat off my back. Listen, I would give you the shit off my back. I would give you my heart.
Way more than just a literal point of it.
But do you know my experience growing up?
Yes.
When I was around 15, 16.
I know, like when you
all the OGs they would be just fanning you off. So only people we can go holler at was the dope dealers. Yeah, and they'll holler at us because they wanted us to go take these packs they was giving us. Yeah. Say, hey, take it to this.
Hey, you be a man. You be a man. You can bring some bread to the table.
But how come the dentist that stayed 2 doors down from me wasn't talking to me?
Right. And while we talk good, we're gonna stop calling them.
You thought he was too good.
We're gonna stop calling them dope dealers. They hustlers. They did. Because look at it. They talk to you. Now, let me finish. You know what I get out of all of that? You got to get down to the root of it. They got drive. They got organization, and they going to keep doing shit hard. Now, I don't condone selling dope. I don't. But they was trying to help this young brother.
Some of the best businessmen in the world.
They were just trying to help this young brother show you how to make a little money. We already talked about all of the country and all these presidents and all this shit. It ain't never been for us. Mm-hmm. Never been for us.
Yeah. That's true.
You got another black man.
Yeah.
You know, because you ain't got a lot, do this talking shit for a living. And I tell every motherfucker that fuck with me, whatever endeavor I'm in is for selling, they jump in too. Because they know I ain't about no bullshit on this selling shit or we doing our thing. But every last one of them got major ass drive. They don't give a fuck what the odds are against them. They don't give a fuck about what the product, because it ain't about the product, it's about the person.
Right.
And that's what we're
well,
about.
You all right.
You remember when I started it?
But what I was getting at, why couldn't my role model been that Dennis, that black Dennis, versus the guy that's a hustler?
That's why we need to talk about.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like I don't think it was like that back in the day.
I think a lot of them, even a lot of them. He right. But what he's saying though, no, that's right.
You gonna use that for everything,
Lynn. But what he's saying is right.
Hey, I think you need to pause or something.
No, we don't. Go the other way. Go around the other way. The dentist, dog. He got educated. You know, you go do all of that, and now he don't identify. That's why we brought up as the point of being a black man. Mm-hmm. But his constituents who we playing golf with in the country club, he ain't fucking with us. He a dentist. He about making sure them white people like him a lot.
Oh.
They do, man. I'm just telling you.
Come on, man. Don't paint the dentist with that type of
God,
you don't know what the fuck he went through to get his ass up out of there to become a dentist.
That's right.
But you paint him with this brush because
that's right.
A dentist. No.
That's not why. That's not why, Lynn.
Come on.
Because once they got there, it's a ton of them. Once they got there,
okay,
the people they wanted to be more proud of them and identify with. But their constituents and the motherfuckers on their left. It's not. That ain't wild.
That's a wild.
Think about that.
No,
how many of them people you see come back and help our community?
Bunches.
And that
ain't no bunches.
If
it's bunches, Lynn, we wouldn't have the situation we have.
No. That goes to the
whitewashing. I'll tell you about the situation. It's bunches.
That's the whitewashing that I'm talking about. That's the whitewashing that they made it seem like, white America made it seem like, hey, once you get to this status, you don't need to identify as black no more.
No.
And they put them in these environments to where all they see is white. So
or income. You know, I'm only, they not millionaires, so I'm only fuck with millionaires.
Right.
You know, they change up. Yeah. They probably even stop dealing with some poor white people. Man, but these niggas, and it's a real ass thing.
You right about that. You right about that part. You right about that part. I disagree with it wholeheartedly because I have lived it. I have done that. You know. What's amazing about that is
some great business leaders helping our community.
No, hold on. I want to really tell me.
And I do this shit for a living.
Tell me, Lynn. Let me tell me what you think about that. You was about to finish your thought and then you got cut off.
Oh man, I get cut off all the time. I got that old folks disease, Hey man, fuck y'all. All right. Listen. Okay.
You did the joke on yourself.
I left St. Louis.
Okay. They went one of the swan song.
Hey, make a swan song. Can this person, motherfucker? I don't. Coach my protein. I have tried to educate black men.
We talking about all these dentists and all these other doctors and all of that.
I know all them.
In our community. You don't know all of them motherfuckers, nigga. Stop lying.
That's the same place. You paint them all like they crooks and all they do is
I didn't paint them as no crooks.
You paint American motherfuckers.
I paint them as arrogant.
There you go.
And I paint them as not helping with our community. I do. I do paint that.
You know all of them?
No, I don't.
You don't know all of them? Can you name a dozen?
What difference that make?
The same reason you
if they did, look, no, I didn't. Yeah, if they could help with our community and they help change it, I'd be name every last one of them. But they don't do shit.
Hey, you know what?
Where you think they're really come from?
Y'all done did this for about 10 minutes. So
come on, Greg.
But I'm gonna have to get it.
Cut it and delete it. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna get this one to Lamar. He got that one. Because he right, man. If you get in a position where you can help, you should help.
That's your opinion.
Well, okay.
So
all right, let's move on to the next thing, though. We're gonna move on to the next thing.
Why? Hey, you know what? You remember that mama we always arguing about?
Who?
John Johnson.
Dang, you
the owner of Black TV. The owner of BETV.
Oh, okay.
Sold it, right?
Yeah.
What was it? 5 billion?
2 billion.
500 billion?
Go ahead.
But he's right?
He what?
He was right because you said
right about what?
he deserved all that money. He deserved all
He
that.
worked hard.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But what about the rest of us around here?
We work hard.
Okay. Move right
You know
along.
what?
I work hard. I
You
ain't
know
got
what?
his money.
You know
We work hard.
You
He
gonna
He ain't do shit in our for our
you
community.
go, I was getting ready to say you gonna make me go look up his church.
No, not
see,
church. Not
he-
church.
he-
They don't
he-
do shit for our community.
He gonna
Look
have,
at our neighborhood.
when you look up his charitable organization, he gonna have a list this motherfucking big.
Don't get
Okay.
shit
Because
to
you
do
know
with it.
why? He know the game like the white man.
It's just see.
He gonna get it rolled off just like that.
What did he
There you
say?
go.
like the white man.
Yeah.
Right.
Motherfucker-
So tell me how that's beneficial to us.
Hey man.
And I'm gonna let Greg.
You know, that's
gotta let him
you know,
understand that.
people acting more like the white person is not gonna make us better as black people.
Hey, but that's the way.
That's
that's
the
the
point.
environment we live in.
Through
So how do we change that?
Through
That's
all
what we're
this
talking about,
yelling
power.
and screaming. No, hold on.